Do you like apples?
Welcome to Do You Like Apples, your neighborhood podcast, where movies are your gateway and proximity is your value. My name is Billy Rock, and this is my co-host Drew Wendt. Today, we are talking about all things Disclosure Day. It was the king at the box office, but does Steven Spielberg still have the juice? But first, happy birthday, Drew. Your birthday is this Friday, June 19th. So we're going to play a little game. We are going to go back to the day you were born, June 19th, 1990. Sorry for outing you.
I'm turning 26, box office, so people know.
You're 26, exactly. Don't do the math. We're going year by year or day by day box office winner. The first one is Total Recall. When I give you the next one, you're going to decide if you like Total Recall or the next one more. We're going to go down the list and hopefully by the end decide what is your favorite movie from all the June 19th since 1990.
Okay. It's like the belt holder for my favorite movie from my birthday every year.
Exactly.
Okay. Got it.
Yes. So starting June 19th, 1990,
right, this is exciting.
The box office winner was Total Recall. So that's what we're starting with. Do you like Total Recall or Kindergarten Cop more?
This is
1991.
I've actually never seen Total Recall, and I've seen Kindergarten Cop, so I have to say Kindergarten Cop.
All right, good start to the podcast. That is on our movie syllabus, though, Total Recall, if I remember right. So you're going to have a reason to watch it soon, yeah.
Okay.
All right, 1992, Batman Returns.
Oh, I guess Batman Returns, yeah. That's the one with
that's
Catwoman,
Keaton, and it's the second Keaton, with Catwoman,
that's right, yeah,
and the Penguin, yeah. Jurassic Park or Batman Returns?
Oh, I mean Jurassic Park. Oh, that was my when I was 3 years old, my birthday. Hell yeah, Jurassic Park, baby. Speaking of Spielberg,
The Flintstones with John Goodman, St. Louis's own John Goodman, or Jurassic Park?
I can't believe I've actually seen The Flintstones. Jurassic Park.
All right, All right, Jurassic Park or Batman Forever?
Jurassic Park.
Right,
it's gonna be tough for Jurassic Park to get beat, but we'll see.
Jurassic Park or The Rock? Michael Bay's movie.
Oh, The Rock is fun, but no, it's no Jurassic Park.
Man, I did not expect this. I did zero referencing what movies are going to be on this list. Jurassic Park or Con Air? God,
I was about to say this probably took some decent research. Con Air is also very fun, very similar type movie to The Rock, but no, Jurassic Park, of course.
Jurassic Park or The X-Files, the movie?
Oh, the movie. Oh, I don't know if I've seen the movie Jurassic Park.
I don't think I have either. So, 1999 now. Jurassic Park or Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me?
Oh, wow. Two very different vibes.
Very different, yeah.
That would be funny to pick Austin Powers, but no, it's still Jurassic.
All right, Jurassic Park makes you horny, baby.
Yeah, dinosaurs do.
Jurassic Park or Gone in 60 Seconds? Nicolas Cage.
Oh, another Nick Cage. Wow,
yeah.
Nick Cage, the king of June box office. Yeah. No, Jurassic.
All right, that was June 19th, 2000. Jurassic Park or Shrek? 2001.
Oh, wow. Shrek is Shrek's a big movie, but it's still no Jurassic.
I'm still confused by Shrek was a great movie when it came out, obviously wildly successful. The status it's taken online is something I could have never expected.
I know.
Very, very strange.
Outsized.
All right, 2002, Jurassic Park or Scooby-Doo?
Jurassic Park.
Directed by James Gunn, I believe. Very strange.
Is that right?
All right. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I'll fact check it later. Jurassic Park or Finding Nemo?
Oh, Finding Nemo is a favorite of our families. My son was obsessed with that movie for like 3 years. Jurassic.
Jurassic Park or Dodgeball, a true underdog story?
Oh.
2004.
Okay, now 14-year-old, what was that? 03, 04?
04, yeah.
14-year-old me, 15-year-old me would have said Dodgeball, but any other age, Jurassic Park.
All right. Jurassic Park or Batman Begins?
Oh, so
2005.
now we're getting some good ones now.
Yeah, we are.
Batman Begins is of course a great movie, but no, it's still Jurassic. Bigger achievement.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just using Box Office Mojo, and I went straight to 1990, so I have no idea what's coming next each of these years. So,
Oh,
I
it's
just
great
have a
that you're
year-
getting surprised too.
Exactly. So I have a year button, and we're on to 2006. Oh man, another tough one for your family: Jurassic Park or Cars?
Oh my gosh, my son's like all-time favorite movie.
Does he listen
He
to podcasts yet?
he
He's
doesn't
5.
listen to this, so I'm still gonna say Jurassic. Sorry, Wes.
All right.
James Gunn wrote the Scooby Doo movie. He did not direct it.
Wrote it. Okay.
Yeah,
Apologies.
just
to
a
James
fact
Gunn.
check there.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
sorry, Mr. Gunn.
We're looking for a producer. This would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park or Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer?
Never seen it. Jurassic.
All right. That was 2007. Jurassic Park or The Incredible Hulk? Edward Norton's Hulk.
I have never seen it.
Yes.
Jurassic.
No, that's Edward Norton's Hulk. Yeah. 2008. You haven't seen it?
No,
No. Wow. I'm surprised with that. We've done like 7 Marvel things over the years.
I thought people hated that one.
It's not very good. I mean, Jurassic Park will totally win, but I'm just saying, of all the ones to miss.
Yeah.
The second one. All right. Anyways, Jurassic Park, year is 2009. The Proposal.
No, I'm not a Ryan Reynolds person. Jurassic.
Even from back then, I was riding high on Ryan Reynolds back in 2009.
Yeah, I just never was on board.
All right. I can respect it. Just don't insult Sandy B, okay?
I wasn't going to. Don't worry.
Okay, just making sure. Unless we're talking about The Blind Side. That movie sucks. Jurassic Park or Toy Story 3?
Oh,
This
wow.
is-
Okay. I need
this
to take a
is-
second.
The heavyweight battle.
Shoot. Oh, yeah. I definitely saw this around my birthday in theaters. Jurassic's a huge movie for my childhood and my adulthood. Toy Story 3 was like that's like maybe my
capstone.
favorite Pixar movie, maybe my favorite animated movie. I think I put it in my top 10 of the century when we did our best of the century. My own personal top 10.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
When we did that episode.
That's right. Yeah.
I gotta go Toy Story 3. Knocks off
Whoa.
Jurassic. Yeah.
Upset. All right. Toy Story 3. On to
New belt
year
holder.
2011. What do you say?
That's the new belt holder, Toy Story 3.
Oh, yes, it is. All right. Toy Story 3 or Ryan Reynolds' The Green Lantern?
Another Ryan Reynolds. Come on.
Yeah, 2012. Toy Story 3 or Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted?
That's the one that Noah Baumbach wrote, the third Madagascar movie,
So
Toy Story
weird.
3.
I honestly don't think I knew that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he did.
What a pull. All right. Toy Story 3 or Man of Steel? If this was my podcast.
Oh,
my
this is one of
maybe.
our disagreements. No, of course, Toy Story 3.
Yeah, I would have gone that way too. But Man of Steel, underrated, showed some respects.
Mm.
Toy Story 3 or 22 Jump Street? 2014 is where we're at.
Very funny movie, but it's still Toy Story.
Toy Story 3 or Inside Out?
Oh, another one of my fave Pixar's. Great movie. Still Toy Story 3, but that's actually kind of a close battle. I love
Toy
Inside
Story
Out.
2016, man, just Pixar. Toy Story 3 or Finding Dory?
Yeah, they were all over June, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, Finding Dory is not nearly as good as Nemo, so Toy Story 3.
All right, Toy Story 3 or Cars 3? All right, we're getting a little boring here, guys. Come on,
Another
Pixar, pick
Cars.
it up.
Again,
Yeah,
sorry,
get out of
Wes. It's still Toy Story 3. Sorry, bud.
He'll learn one of these days.
He likes Toy
Oh
Story.
my gosh. Okay, good. Toy Story 3 or Incredibles 2? Okay, guys, this is a prank at this point. 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Toy Story.
Toy Story 3, animated. Holy shit. Or the Toy Story 3 or The Secret Life of Pets 2?
Wow. Saw the first one, did not see the second one.
No, yeah. All right, Toy Story 3. Oh, 2020. Have no idea what this movie is. Toy Story 3. We're in the pandemic, 2020.
Yeah.
Followed.
Boy, box office was really struggling 3 months into the pandemic.
538,000 domestic. To gain more subscribers, a controversial social media influencer stays at a cursed hotel to terrifying results.
Huh.
Honestly,
I've never heard of that movie.
would watch. All right, let's go back. All right, that was 2020. Anything on here that I even recognize? The Gentleman is legitimately the only movie on this list that I recognize. That's the Guy Ritchie movie. That is, in my mind, abysmal. But
2020 was a bad time.
they made a whopping $368.
The Gentleman?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Toy Story 3. Another Ryan Reynolds, if I remember right. Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Terrible title.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Of course, I've
Sam
never seen that.
Jackson. Yeah.
But yeah, 2021, also not a very good time at the box office.
No. Toy Story 3. All right. 2022. We're close. Jurassic World, Dominion, or Toy Story 3?
Have not seen. It's funny that we came back to Jurassic, but Toy Story 3.
Top Gun Maverick was $2 million away. I guess it was in its.
Yeah, because it had to come out like 3 weeks ago.
And obviously it depends on when your birthday lands. So it doesn't say what day of the week it is for each of these. Let me go back if Top Gun Maverick was on that one. No, so it looks like Top Gun Maverick came out. Probably some limited release on a.
Because it was Memorial
Sunday.
Day release.
Yeah, and it maybe even came out the same weekend as Jurassic World Dominion, or right around the same time. So on Sunday, at least, it lost the box office. I can't remember if Jurassic World Dominion did good or not. But all right, Toy Story 3, it is still 2023. The Flash, okay, or Toy Story 3. Next,
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 or Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2 again. Wow.
Yeah.
Pixar just chokehold on June. Yeah, still Toy Story.
All right, I'm interested to see this last one, 2025. How to Train Your Dragon, the live action.
Oh, haven't seen it. Toy Story 3, The
All right.
Champion.
The Champion. Man, Pixar, we don't like June anymore because of you. What is going on? But all right, that was fun. It is your birthday. Happy birthday, Drew. I'm sure you're going to be seeing a movie this weekend. I know we're watching some World Cup on Friday. It's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. I'm psyched. U.S. play on my birthday. That'll be awesome. Going to see Toy Story 5 with Wes the next day on Saturday. So that'll be a blast. Toy Story Victory Lap will continue. I'm guessing it'll be Toy Story 3 versus Disclosure Day, though, because I'm assuming... Actually, no. Toy Story 5 comes out on my birthday. So actually it would be Toy Story 3 versus Toy Story 5 this year. So once I see it, I can report back on which one is the belt holder.
And I'm pretty sure Woody's not in this one. And if he is, it's not in the trailer. So
I think Tom Hanks is in it, right?
Is he? But at the end of the last one, he's like on his own journey.
Yeah. But he's been in the promo
15
for
seconds. Has he? Okay. I watched like 15
Hanks
seconds of the trailer too. So I think I just turned it off. Like, yep, gonna see it.
I got to remember to come.
Sorry,
go ahead.
There you go.
Come October, I got to remember to do this same thing for your birthday. See what the winner is.
And like mine's gonna be so interesting. It's gonna be a mixture of probably prestige Oscar bait movies, kind of.
Yeah.
And like dump
and like
Halloween
terrible. Yeah, exactly.
Horror movies. Yeah.
Horror stuff.
Really
yeah.
fun. Let's see what day my birthday's on this year. It is on October 19th on a Monday. So cool. We get to play this on a Monday in about 12 weeks. So this will be good. All right, guys. On to the show. Officially, Disclosure Day came out this past weekend. The box office champ. Drew and I saw it with a couple friends and went to a bar afterwards, watched the end of the World Cup. Hint at some news potentially in August, September from that little hangout. Tease that there.
Nice tease.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we all seem to dig it. Talked about the movie for a bit, and we're kind of all in the same boat. It seemed, at least borderline liking it. Packed theater at Alamo, a redeeming Alamo experience for me after my experience watching Obsession with the first QR code. People were focused on this movie. But yeah, Drew, kind of non-spoiler talk to start. What is your initial reaction?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's definitely the kind of movie you go to the theater for, a kind of an original experience, not based on anything else. Spielberg wrote it with David Koepp as screenwriter, and it's very Spielberg, while also kind of him doing a couple new things. Um, I thought it had some just outstanding action and suspense, which I think it's been 4 years since Spielberg had a movie out, and I think you know Fablemans was 4 years ago. I think you just go back to the theater and you remember how good this guy is at making movies, how good he is at moving the camera, blocking a scene, composing a shot with depth and clarity. It just no one like him, and so I I have some reservations. I think I was a little more mixed actually leaving. I think I'm a little more mixed on it than I thought I would have been in the middle of the movie when I was really enjoying it.
Mhm.
So I have some notes that we can talk about. I have some notes for Stevie. But I think overall it's a great experience. And it's just cool to see him kind of go to his bag this way,
Mhm.
kind of telling an alien encounter story that he does so well. And is it up to the best of Spielberg? I don't think so. I do want to watch it again, of course, because we'll get into spoilers a little bit later, and there's a lot to talk about there. And I think a
Mhm.
rewatch will clarify some of my maybe misgivings. But yeah, how are you feeling on it? You seem pretty high on it leaving the theater.
Yeah, I was very high on it because of the ending primarily. I thought the ending really it stuck it and left me feeling really great about the movie. But to start, you said kind of in the middle was when maybe things started to get mixed for you. The opening 20 for me before Emily Blunt became front and center of the story. It opens up with Josh O'Connor. I'm sorry to say this to my boy, but he was not given a lot with this movie, and that's how I felt with the first, especially the opening sequence introducing him and the dynamic between him and his girl was interesting, and I like the her character carried that part of the movie more than Josh O'Connor for me. Um, so I just felt like a very kind of stumbled at the start for me. I wasn't not enjoying myself. I was just like, oh, definitely threw me off my scent from the first frame. That was
Oh
really
yeah,
exciting. Like,
oh yeah.
oh, I did not expect this to open here. Um, and then it kind of that just disoriented me, and it didn't right the ship for me fast enough. And then Emily Blunt comes into the frame. She's on the poster. She's definitely the reason to see this movie. And I think she uses a very chaotic script to her benefit. I've been pretty down on her over the last few years, mainly when she was nominated for Oppenheimer, where she was given nothing. Like, fine performance, but I was just like, she's a great actress. She wasn't given anything here. Why are we? She's just one of those actresses now, which is fine. And now for this one, where I think she was downright magnificent, I hope she has the same accolades as we get a little bit further into the year. It's not an Oppenheimer, so it's not going to have much awards play. But maybe if there's going to be anybody, she's the one that's going to get into the conversation. I hope, because I thought she was really great. And then the cutting back and forth between her character, Josh O'Connor, Coleman Domingo, especially too. I thought he was really magnificent and what could have been a very constraint situation his character was in. It was something was being built in the background the whole time, and I won't spoil that yet because that's kind of a twist as well. But something's being built every time they cut to him. He's clearly in some warehouse somewhere, and things are being worked on. You're not quite sure what's happening, but he gives enough weight and enough exposition to the characters that needed some charisma in those scenes. Because without him, I think this might have been down like disastrous, kind of, if it wasn't somebody as charismatic and cool as him in the frame for those sequences. So yeah, about halfway through, when certain things started to change, that's when I fully bought in. And then by the end, I was like, oh, Spielberg really has the juice. So yeah, I'm a little bit higher than you, I think.
Yeah, the beginning, it is disorienting, and I think pretty much on purpose. He drops you right
Yeah.
into the story for so much so that I think I was like, I saw the title card Disclosure Day come up, and for a second I was sitting there like for the first 10 minutes of the movie, like not 100% sure we just didn't get shown the middle of the movie, and they
Right.
skipped the beginning. I almost leaned over to you and I was like, did we miss the opening of this movie? But I actually thought it worked. I mean, the pacing, I think what surprised me about Disclosure Day is that the pacing is a lot more Minority Report than it
Mhm.
is Close Encounters. Um, there's definitely a little bit of Close Encounters, ET in there, of course, subject matter, of course, but also the storytelling. But Minority Report, it has that kind of chase, conspiracy, fast paced storytelling
Mhm.
to it that much of Disclosure Day does, at least until the last half hour, I would say, of this
Right.
movie.
Mhm.
Um, I thought it was pretty effective. The opening, I think, just like some of the I guess on the performances real quick before we start spoiling things. I agree. Emily Blunt is the standout. I was hoping she would get a part like this and be able to nail it like she does, because I think she was due for a great part like this. I think she's maybe partly because of her choices, career choices, and the project she's picking. Um, she hasn't had like a big juicy part like this, but I think she crushes this, and I agree. I think she should be getting some award consideration because she's that good. Um, Josh O'Connor, of course, that's one of our faves, the up and coming golden boy of of
Mhm.
Do You Like Apples, at least. I agree. I wanted more for him. I think I don't think it's really his fault. I think the screenplay, like we can discuss maybe some of the shortcomings. I think his character has the brunt of that. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, Colin Domingo's always good. He's never, even like the Running Man movie, which I just watched a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, not
He's
good.
great to see him in that, even though that movie's
He
not
is.
very
Yeah.
good. Um, and then yeah, Colin Firth as the villain.
Yeah.
I think
I left him off the my little
yeah,
spiel on purpose. I wanted to get to a little bit with him.
yeah, we can
Uh,
spoil a little bit with his character in a bit, but I think
mhm.
he handles it well. I think he's playing a certain type of character, maybe trying to complicate it a little bit, that type of character. But yeah, I think the things that didn't necessarily work for me were not really performance. I, Maybe here and there, but I think for the most part, it's writing and storytelling. I think was where I'm a little bit tripped up
Yeah.
at some parts, but yeah, I think Spielberg certainly still has the kind of vivacious storytelling
He
and
really does. Mhm.
directing. Like he's going to be 80 in December, I think, or at the end of the year, and this guy is just still just like Scorsese is in his 80s, just like still energized by filmmaking and trying new things, and you love to see it. It's awesome.
I love it. I love that he like obviously just as powerful of a storyteller at times as Scorsese, but Scorsese is definitely at a stage of his life like epics are his thing. He's not really looking to go to like a genre that will provide anything like this, which obviously he's never really made a Spielbergian type movie, maybe outside of Hugo. But
Yeah.
here, I was like, oh, Spielberg still has so much interest in creating the Report, fast paced, action forward, at least set pieces. This movie does slow down more than Minority Report does, but I think it was you that pointed out the beginning felt a lot like a Mission Impossible movie,
Hmm.
which that's gonna make me excited to rewatch it because I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I think if this had the Mission Impossible Disclosure Day, then I would have
Yeah.
been like,
Right.
oh yeah, I like that we're jumping right into the story. I don't need any backstory, but I think
And there's
we're
like a device, like a MacGuffin device almost that they
yes,
use that's very Mission Impossible.
but I feel like with Mission Impossible in this movie, that's different. Is Spielberg clearly thought a lot about what was happening in the world as this is happening, and they hint at it. It's well, World War III is what they say at one point in the script from a side character just running through frame almost, if I remember right. And they're at a gas station. It's a lot of mayhem. I was like, oh, well, that's really interesting. I hope we go back to that and understand a little bit more about what's happening. But they just threw that in there to make it show that it's a crazy time, and this is the only thing that could maybe disrupt it. The disclosure aspect of it all. Again, that's kind of a we'll talk about that aspect in the
Hmm.
spoiler section. But yeah, I thought that was really messy. Um, it almost felt like Alex Garland's Civil War a little bit, where I was like, you all this stuff's going on around us, but we're not just going to talk about it. And I think if Spielberg was just in a slightly different mode and maybe in a more of a close encounters mode, he would have had more interest in interweaving the disclosure day aspect, the more outer space alien aspect of this movie with a commentary on modern day. So it's like I wanted a little bit more like Eddington maybe in Disclosure Day. I don't know exactly what I wanted to know about the world that would have helped, but that felt missing pretty jarringly at times.
Yeah, that's not really. He doesn't really. I think it was set. He doesn't really do that. Like I think this is his first present day set movie since War of the Worlds. So like
wow, that's crazy, right? Yeah,
he rarely makes movies set in our day. It's just not really what he does. But and I think yeah, some of the movie's weaknesses could be due to that. I do think he is definitely trying to speak something about our day and age. He's trying to inject a little a little optimism and in the Spielbergian way. And I think that's noble, and I think he's definitely committed to that, which is cool to see. But can it be a little over sentimental, or can it be a little clunky? I think yeah. And I think maybe that's due to more the screenplay, which he did have a co-write on it, but yeah, ultimately I enjoyed it quite so much that some of my misgivings are not, tanking it for me or anything like that.
And I totally agree with that, because whenever I'd start feeling kind of like, wait, like the gas station sequence I just mentioned, like, oh, well, that was interesting. We moved on from that really fast. We immediately go into an amazing car chase sequence probably 20 minutes later with Josh O'Connor at the safe house, I guess is what it is. And,
great stuff.
Really great stuff. He brings in a train a la Indiana Jones into modern day. It makes that set piece look really realistic. Like I was on the edge of my seat knowing they were going to survive, of course. Like it's a Spielberg movie, but
vintage really Spielberg stuff. Set piece though.
Exactly. Knows how to, it almost felt like he was like wanted to have it like be a longer actual car chase, but he didn't know how to keep it going. So he brought in the train. He's like, oh, we'll just have it inch closer and closer and closer. And the train barreling down on them and all of that stuff. I thought that was really inventive in a way that I hadn't quite seen from a blockbuster movie outside of like a Mission Impossible. And Spielberg doesn't go there very often. Like he's an amazing action filmmaker, no doubt, but his is not normally like this, besides Minority Report and a few others maybe. His action is can be much more visual, and like Saving Private Ryan or War of the Worlds even is just kind of a meaner type of action than this is. So he can bring it when he wants to, but this felt like a new flavor that I haven't seen very much from him. And that was really refreshing. I think, frankly, a lot of people online are forgetting a little bit where it's like, no, he's giving us something new. It's not just Spielberg going to his bag and being sentimental. My complaints about that aren't so much about the sentimental aspect, but with the script. But yeah, I just thought he brought enough flavor to it that I didn't expect from this movie that was also new to him. That wasn't just an unexpected turn. He was just pulling out some tricks I hadn't seen.
Yeah, before we go to spoilers, I think we're almost there. Is this the biggest movie to ever be set in Kansas City? Like, as two Missourians watching this movie, I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like, there's like no Kansas City movies, and this most of this movie is set there.
Yeah, we were in the theater when that title card came up. Like, I legitimately thought we were going to boo the theater, like boo the screen, because St. Louis and Kansas City have a rivalry. At this day and age, Kansas City is seen in more of a higher light from around the world than St. Louis is, I would say. And then there's no boo, so I rolled with it. I almost started the booing, but I thank God I didn't embarrass myself with nobody chiming in afterwards. But yeah, big moment for Kansas City. Right, the World Cup's there.
Yeah,
like Lawrence, Kansas, which is obviously not Kansas City, but Algeria's having a ball.
I saw that.
Lawrence, Kansasans are having a great time with them too, and just good little moment for KC. I enjoy that. Do you know of any other movies set in Kansas City off the top
I
of your
know
head?
Robert Altman has a movie called Kansas City
Oh,
from the 90s, I think. I've never seen it, but I was trying to think of a single other movie that is like mostly set in Kansas City, and I couldn't think of one.
I mean, yeah, it's not very much. And then the Times of St. Louis has been involved besides um, Meet Me in St. Louis and what's the Soderbergh movie?
Oh, Up in the Air. Oh no, the Soderbergh movie
No,
is.
that's set
I
in St.
I
Louis.
just watched the Soderbergh
Me
movie actually
too.
called
It's
King of
not
the
very
Hill.
good. King of the Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
I expect a little bit more just because it's St. Louis. But otherwise, it's Chevy Chase and Vacation or
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, it's like one scene.
John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China is filmed filmed in
Escape
East
from
St.
New
Louis.
York.
Escape from New York. Sorry, Escape from New
Yeah,
York.
it was filmed in East St.
Uh,
Louis. Yeah.
yeah, filmed in East St. Louis. So yeah, like not the best light. And then Up in the
No.
Air shows the airport. So
Yeah. Which
we've been milking that one. We're like,
our
did you know
awesome
that
airport.
Up in the Air was filmed at the airport? It's like they kind of
It's like
used
who
it
cares?
for the yeah, exactly. Not very cool. So, but we did see some movies shot around St. Louis. One with Lamorne Morris, a comedy that I need to look up and see if it's coming out this year. And then
Yeah.
Eliza Schlesinger, the comedian, she was at like Sundance and like promoting a lot about St. Louis, and a
Yeah.
lot of the Instagram accounts I follow um, highlighted that. And hey, good on her because we have a tax credit now, so hopefully that'll bring
Yeah.
some fun from some fun to the area. So, all right, anything last about non-spoiler stuff that you want to go with before we move on?
No, I think let's spoil it. I have some things I want to talk through.
Okay, then you start us off. Where do you want to go?
I think the ending. I'm still a little mixed on the ending. I
Okay,
don't know.
We're going right to the ending.
Yeah, let's go right to the end. Yeah. So I mean, spoiler alert: they come back to this podcast, watch the movie, and come back to this podcast because we'll get into it. But they Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, they're like kind of the aliens' chosen ones to speak, to communicate with, to send their messages, and they kind of end up at this news station in Kansas City, Emily Blunt's, and so they basically are at the very end. They are kind of like it's disclosure day, like they are sending out the files that Josh O'Connor's showing the video files that he sent, and they actually wheel an alien out, and he kind of sends a message through them. I think I'm just trying to figure out, and actually rarely do I feel like I come on the podcast and feel like my thoughts are so unresolved, but I feel like I enjoyed so much the movie, and I don't feel like the ending for me had the emotional wallop that I think it was intended to, and that I think it did for a lot of people. I don't know if that's due to like the rendering of the aliens. I think the aliens they're the very typical how aliens have been depicted in pop culture, and I think I've just kind of been trained from like Arrival and like other alien movies that I think have taken a more original slant on like what this interaction would look like, or what aliens would look like, how they would look visually, how they would speak. That I think I was just kind of taking it just how normal the aliens were, which I guess Spielberg has been making alien movies for so long, and that if he swerved and kind of did an entirely different thing, it might be weird, because his aliens have always looked like that, like they do in like the classic like 1950s sense. But I think it was very kind of a very old fashioned almost ending, right? It's set at this news station. This news anchor is kind of talking the audience through all of these images that they're seeing of real life alien encounters, Roswell, Area 51, all that stuff. And it's talking about speaking to the current moment. It felt very old fashioned. And I think that's Spielberg for you. Like he is kind of an old fashioned guy. So I think that's maybe what didn't totally click for me, but I will say the very last line, the very last moment did hit when she looks at the camera and says, after getting the message from the alien, says, "Listen," and that's the final and it cuts. I thought that was a brilliant way to end the movie. I love that choice. But I want to hear from you. Like, what was it about the ending that kind of emotionally connected for you?
Yeah, it harkened me back to when I saw Nope for the first time, and Jordan Peele has the gag where he has the little aliens come around in the barn. It's like the first moment of tension in the movie. And my initial reaction was like, oh, hell yeah, we're getting like a normal alien looking like aliens movie, no tricks. And then the little kids in the movie take their mask off, and not little kids, I think it was teenagers or whatever, take their mask off. And obviously, we're in a very different movie, and Nope is superior to Disclosure Day. But I bring that up to say that I was glad that Spielberg went with the archetype of what aliens have looked like to us our whole life. And I think if there was more time spent in learning about how Josh O'Connor and Emily Blunt are communicating with the aliens, then yeah, maybe I would want something a little bit more Arrival-esque that is new and refreshing. But in this particular sense, I thought the trick of using animals to present themselves to aliens, using animals to present themselves to humans, explains a little bit more why the CGI kind of looks rough with that. But I appreciated if that was a choice. I'm sure animals are just hell on earth to try to render for any type of movie. But I thought that worked as a result. And then I bought into it being normal aliens from the beginning. So by the time the ending happened, them rolling the alien in, I think was a good overall choice. Of that sequence was the part where I was like, didn't need it. I think it worked with the actual ending that you just said with Listen, but it was more the montage of the disclosing of all of the, I think they said it started right after the moon landing and with Nixon, and then Wardex comes in and now is the keeper of all files, tries to even keep the president in a vague spot. And now it's being disclosed to everybody. And I think that's where we could talk about the logistics of like, they used a Kansas City newsroom to break this. That seems weird. Everybody is watching the news telecast on their phone live. That doesn't feel realistic. And maybe Spielberg just doesn't have a TikTok or an Instagram or a Twitter to fully understand that technology. But that didn't bother me. I saw a lot of those questions afterwards, and I was just really swept up with the emotion of it all and the Spielberg positive emotion. But I do like that he left it on a note that definitely seemed positive. I think Spielberg, this movie just doesn't have a biting tongue at all. So I don't think there's really an interpretation that this disclosing didn't work. It didn't heal the world in some way. But it at least leaves you some note where it's like, all right, the world's still going to go on, and this might ruin us all. It might not. But Spielberg didn't have any interest of like portraying that out in the footage. Because even earlier in the film, we have like a torture sequence with one of the aliens. And I thought that was going to be a lot more prominent in the ending montage. That was going to be maybe even like a little bit horror-esque. But the rest is like a little bit more wondrous and not inspiring, but just like trying to put you in the seat of, if you did have this information, how would you feel? And yeah, I just thought it really, really worked and fit into the Spielberg lens that I love. And it did enough building from when Coleman Domingo's character was finally pulled back and you figure out what he's building, and all that was very Nathan For You-esque. That was very weird for me. Or not Nathan For You, the rehearsal. But yeah, it was just, that took me out for a second. I was like, oh man, I've seen this before in the most manipulative, toxic, but amazing way possible in the rehearsal. And then now it's being played as like an emotional crux, but I thought it worked.
Maybe Spielberg's a Nathan Fielder fan, you know?
Maybe. Gosh, that'd be amazing. If he would have popped up then, I would have lost my mind. I don't think I could have recovered from that moment. But for Spielberg, do you think it's I don't want to do a ranking necessarily, but I complained a little bit about not seeing much of the real world that they hinted at. Is there anything else that the story could have gone that would have been slightly more interesting for you, or you thought it was going one way and you thought that was a little bit more interesting? Was it disappointment at all, or was it just,
to your point about kind of World War III is kind of brewing? There's a lot of like North Korea talk and like nuclear weapon talk, and that was a little I'm trying to figure out why they kind of inserted that in there. Just, I guess, raise the stakes and the urgency of like the world is not paying attention to Disclosure Day. They want to know if they're going to, World War III is about to start. And then Disclosure Day breaks through all that noise. And like, I guess that's the point of it, but it did feel a little underbaked. I think that side of it, that World War III kind of
Mm-hmm.
kicking off part. It didn't feel very developed. But that, that's kind of a minor quibble in the end. I think I think from a like asking the big questions, are we
Mm-hmm.
alone in the universe? Um, if we're not alone, what does that mean? What does that mean for humanity? What does that mean for religion? What does that mean for how we relate to each other and how we would relate to another species from another planet? Um, I think that was all interesting to me. I think kind of thinking through those things, like using Eve Hewson, Josh O'Connor's girlfriend, who used to be a nun, maybe
She
a
was a very good movie, I thought. Yeah.
little bit
Underbaked,
contrived.
but
Like,
yeah.
yeah, she was good. Yeah, maybe a little bit contrived, like kind of a character who used to be a nun, and like using that as like a way in on some of those religious questions. But I think that all was interesting for me to think through, and like a little bit, I would say, heavy-handed with some of the themes that it's drawing out in the script. Like it wasn't the most subtle like exploration of those, but I will
Yeah.
say I appreciate that he's reaching for that. Like he loves making an alien invasion or alien encounter movie, but he's also kind of he's an old man now at this point, almost
Yeah.
80. He's reflecting on these things, like these big questions and ideas, and so I really did appreciate that part of it. Um,
And I was
but
thinking about the
yeah,
podcast you did with your father-in-law, Mike. Um,
yeah,
what was the name of the what was the name
yeah,
of
we
it? And it
talked
was
through. He wrote a piece on his Substack called "God is the Plot Twist," basically
yeah.
just about like recent movies that have used religion and God as kind of a twist on the story or something, like another Josh O'Connor movie, "Wake Up Dead Man," the Knives Out
Mhm.
movie from last
That was
year.
weird at the beginning of the movie when we meet his girlfriend and all that stuff, and he's a criminal and has turned his life around a little bit. Obviously,
Yeah,
worked for a corrupt company, but I'm like, wow, this is the exact same setup almost in a lot of broad frames, not anything specific, but broad
right.
frames to
And his
begin the
girlfriend's a
movie.
nun. And yeah, that is like
Yeah,
a very similar
it's
setup
very
in
strange.
some ways. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what we did, and we did a podcast episode like talking through those like recent movies that have done this. And Disclosure Day, I think, fits is another one that kind of
Mhm.
is talking through some of these religious ideas inside this like big, you know, genre-ish, alien movie. So I appreciated that. I think that stuff was a little clunky, but I think in the end,
Yeah,
I'll
agreed.
forgive it. I think that that's kind of where I land on it. Not too
Yeah,
big of a disappointment to answer your question. I think some parts of it I felt a little bit underwhelmed, just based on my anticipation for the new Steven Spielberg, which is of course always high.
hmm yeah, and I think that's why the ending works so well for me. There's like the points where they were having those discussions. Either the script felt a little bit off to me, maybe the performances weren't quite there. I'm not exactly sure, but as those conversations are happening, I'm like, I'm glad you're giving that some time. It needed some time, but I was like, could you get a little bit more mix of the world already affecting that? And they kind of hinted at that from Eve Houston's character. What was her
Mm.
name in the movie? Jane Blankenship. Um, but it just didn't totally land. And then by the end, I'm like, oh, this is how I am supposed to feel this whole time. And I think a lot of people are reversed from me who like bought the setup of the movie more than the ending. And I was kind of a lot of the setup worked and a lot of the story worked, helped by amazing action sequences and amazingly performed by Emily Blunt. But then it all worked in the end, and I totally bought in. So yeah, I think that's all I got to say on Disclosure Day. I mean, I don't want to spoil even the spoiler section too much. I want to like let it marinate with people, and I'm
Yeah,
still thinking it through. And I'd love to see it again. I think
I would too.
get a matinee in there or something, and in the theme of Choose Your Adventure Month here at Do You Like Apples, maybe grab a coffee, go see Disclosure Day, leave the theater, get a drink, go see Jackass, maybe
Mm.
just like
Out in a
make
couple
it a really
weeks.
good
Yeah.
dudes rock days. But yeah, anything last second before we sign off here, Drew?
No, I think I'm good. I think we got into it. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Look out on the newsletter. I am thinking I'm going to write something quick about Disclosure Day, or at least about Spielberg for the newsletter. So look out for that this week.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, coming up Friday for that most likely. And if it's not on Friday, look back. We've been posting on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. ever since June has hit, or second week of June has hit. So we're trying to give you guys a little bit more. The Tuesday, Thursday are going to be paid versions. We'll probably be nice, and if it's on one of those, the review, we'll leave that non spoiler and keep it in the before the break happens for the paid version. But yeah, we have a second vote going up for our Spielberg draft because it turned into a freaking tie, and we do not play with that. We do not do FIFA rules here. We are past the group stage.
Speaking of the World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to break this tie.
So yeah, your guys will be listening to this on Wednesday, and then weekly on Wednesday. We got a big Choose Your Adventure month happening all throughout the month, and then Choose Your Adventure Day on Saturday, June 27th. I've been making a fool of myself trying to get the hype train going for that. But we're partnering with, right now, 8 restaurants that are close to movie theaters. We're trying to get some more. So if you stay this long through the entire podcast, go to our Instagram at some of your favorite restaurants, and we'll try to get them involved as well. So you guys can get a little bit of a discount of your meal, a free drink, some free chips and queso. The details of all that will be happening on our social media, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
It's going to be a lot of
fun. The
fun.
show notes. And then, Drew's already, I think, making childcare plans. So he's making up for his Project Chili's absence. So
yeah, we're going to have a big Choose Your Adventure Day with childcare included. So
yeah,
it's nice.
And like I said, Disclosure Day will almost certainly be out at that point still, and less screens, of course. But we got Toy Story 5 in theater. We got Jackass coming out that same weekend, and a lot more that I'm forgetting about. So the whole theme of the month, you pick a broad time to go to. Let's say meet at the theater at noon, line up some movie screenings, get out around the same time, go grab a drink, grab a bite. So Drew, this is so fun. I enjoyed Disclosure Day. I hope you guys feel encouraged to go see it. It's worth seeing in the theater. Spielberg seems to be working to his last breath. He's got plenty in the pipeline, but we don't want to take it for granted. He gave us a great effort, and I had an amazing time at the theater, especially with the ending. So, Drew, catch you throughout the week while we're working on some newsletter stuff, but I'll see you next Wednesday for our next podcast.
All right.
Do you like apples?